10:32 here on a Wednesday morning. The midweek meltdown underway till 11 o'clock, and that means anything goes, and all you have to do is call us. 902-405-6000 or 1-877-801-8255. Good morning, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm calling about the Port Pitt massacre and the subsequent day there. You had an older gentleman on there talking about drones and whatnot. Not to get too far away from that. On the Fifth Estate, he mentioned, and it sounded like you watched that episode as well.
Yep.
A particular member of my community, Sharon McLean, stated, actually, Fifth Estate CBC stated that an RCMP cruiser pulled up to the Onslow Belmont Fire Hall and opened fire with semi-automatic rifles.
Yep.
However, that goes against what she has said in other recorded interviews and in written text. That it was a gray or black four-door Hyundai that opened up fire. And I just want to point out, they either mistakenly reported publicly what she saw firsthand, and yes, I know eyewitness statements aren't always the most reliable. However, her statement and observation of events were consistent over time, and again, recorded on other media platforms.
So
as
let me understand something, Brandon. Let me understand something. You're saying that the two officers who opened fire at the Onslow Fire Hall showed up in a not an RCMP cruiser. They got out of an unmarked car, basically? A civilian car?
A civilian sedan.
Yeah.
A Hyundai, either dark gray or black sedan.
But it really makes no difference what they were in. The question is, why did they open fire on the fire hall? I mean, obviously they thought that the RCMP officer who was standing outside the fire hall might have been the gunman, but don't you ask questions first before you shoot? And I think that's the bigger issue here, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd think. And if you went by the Fifth Estate's diagram of where they shot and how they shot, you'd also see that they shot their LED board sign, which, I mean, they were shooting high shots into the bay doors. And
what did they, it said something like 32 bullet holes?
I mean, their finger discipline must have been very poor, because when they exited the vehicle, whatever vehicle it was, according to Sharon, it was a civilian vehicle. According to the Fifth Estate, it was an RCMP cruiser. But they shot a sign that was, I don't know, nearly 90 degrees upwards of their supposed target.
And like I said, 32 bullet holes in that fire hall. That that seems like, a lot of shots being fired, and at someone who is, again, a real RCMP officer who is merely there to stand watch over, people who have been gravitating to the fire hall.
Correct. It was a safe zone for some of the people leaving Port Pitt. But I just wanted to point that out there, because what the CBC said is not what Sharon actually reported to them, and it's been twisted. And as people such as Little Great Cells, which you're featured on, have recorded a personal interview with Sharon, and Sharon has also backed up via text. Of what she reported consistently does not match what CBC reported, even though CBC claims that it was a oversight.
All right. I appreciate the call, Brandon. What we're waiting for now is that CERT investigation into that particular incident to be wrapped up, and an explanation given as to why these two officers decided that it was the appropriate thing to do is to get out of their car and simply start shooting, as opposed to asking questions first. And that investigation is supposed to wrap up after 3 months. And, of course, that goes back to mid-April here now, well past the 3-month mark. So I'm not sure why we haven't heard yet from CERT in regards to their investigation into this particular aspect of the Port Pitt massacre. Bob, good morning to you.